Do you ever wake up feeling like your best days are behind you, especially when it comes to your strength, your vitality, or even just your mental edge? Perhaps you've noticed a few more aches, a little less get up and go, or maybe even a shift in how you see yourself. Compared to how you felt in your younger years, it's a painful reality that many men over 60 quietly accept. Society, and sometimes even our own inner voice, tells us that decline is just an inevitable part of getting older. You might hear phrases like, "What do you expect at your age?" or "It's just how it is." But what if I told you that much of what you believe about aging, especially as a man over 60, isn't true at all? What if a lot of those accepted truths are actually just pervasive myths? And by believing them, you might be holding yourself back from living your fullest, most vibrant life. The secret is, you are absolutely not too old. In this video, we're going to dive deep and debunk 3 common male myths that have probably been limiting your potential after 60 myths that doctors and modern science are consistently proving wrong. We'll show you how to reclaim your strength, redefine intimacy, and sharpen your mind. No matter your age, watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you and change the way you think about aging forever. Let's dive right into the first big myth that countless men over 60 accept as fact: the idea that a significant decline in physical strength, muscle mass, and overall energy is an unavoidable, irreversible part of getting older. It's almost ingrained in us, isn't it? We see our bodies changing, maybe a bit more belly fat, muscles that don't feel as firm, and we just sigh and say, "Well, that's just age." But as a doctor, I can tell you unequivocally that this is a dangerous misconception. While it's true that our bodies do change, and we naturally experience some age-related muscle loss, known as sarcopenia, this process is far from inevitable, and crucially, it's largely preventable and even reversible. The real culprit often isn't just the number of candles on your birthday cake. It's often a lack of consistent, purposeful physical activity and inadequate nutrition. Think about it: many of us, as we get older, tend to become less active. We might stop playing sports, do less manual labor, or simply opt for the elevator instead of the stairs. This sedentary lifestyle is what truly accelerates muscle loss, not the aging process itself. Our muscles are remarkably adaptable. Regardless of age, if you challenge them, they will respond. This isn't about becoming a bodybuilder overnight, but about embracing simple, consistent habits that will make a profound difference. The first actionable step to debunking this myth is to embrace resistance training. And before you picture heavy barbells and grunting at the gym, let me reassure you, this can be incredibly gentle and accessible. It can be as simple as using your own body weight. Think chair squats, wall push-ups, or even just getting up and down from a chair multiple times. Resistance bands are another fantastic, low-impact option that provide excellent resistance without stressing your joints. If you have access to light dumbbells, wonderful, but they aren't essential to start. The key is consistency. Aim for 2 to 3 sessions a week, focusing on major muscle groups. You don't need hours. Even 20-30 minutes can make a significant impact. What does this do? It stimulates your muscle fibers to rebuild and grow stronger, improves your bone density, boosts your metabolism, and dramatically enhances your balance and coordination, which are crucial for preventing falls. Imagine being able to carry your groceries with ease, play with your grandkids without getting winded, or simply feel more stable and confident on your feet. That's the power of resistance training, and it's well within your reach. Secondly, you need to pay attention to your protein intake. This is often overlooked. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at synthesizing muscle from the protein we consume. This means you actually need more protein than a younger person to maintain and build muscle. Aim for roughly 0.5 to 0.7 grams of protein per pound of your body weight daily. So, if you weigh 180 pounds, that's around 90 126 grams of protein. Spread it throughout your day. Rather than trying to get it all at dinner, think lean meats like chicken or turkey, fish, eggs, dairy products like Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, and plant-based options like beans, lentils, and tofu. A high-protein breakfast, for example, can set you up for success, instead of just toast. Try scrambled eggs with some vegetables, or a yogurt parfait with berries and a sprinkle of nuts. This dietary adjustment works hand in hand with your resistance training, giving your muscles the building blocks they need to recover and grow. Finally, beyond structured exercise, simply integrating more movement into your daily life can chip away at this myth. Don't underestimate the power of everyday activity. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Park a little further away. Spend time gardening. Walk around while talking on the phone. These small bursts of activity add up and contribute to overall energy levels and muscle health. The goal isn't to become an Olympian. It's to challenge your body gently and consistently. I've seen men in their 70s and even 80s who started with simple chair exercises and gradually built up to walking miles and feeling more vibrant than they had in decades. Their secret wasn't a magic pill. It was simply understanding that their bodies are still capable of incredible adaptation. And then acting on that knowledge, you can absolutely regain strength, improve your energy, and feel more robust than you might think possible right now. It's about taking that first step and trusting in your body's remarkable ability to respond. Now that we've seen how much control you have over your physical vitality, let's move on to an equally important, and often more private, aspect of male well-being that's also plagued by damaging misconceptions. Now, let's tackle a more intimate, often unspoken myth that can cause a great deal of anxiety and sadness for men over 60, the deeply ingrained belief that sexual desire, performance, and overall intimacy simply end once you hit your 60s. This is a topic many men feel uncomfortable discussing, even with their partners or doctors, and that silence allows the myth to fester, leading to feelings of inadequacy, isolation, and a significant loss of connection in relationships. The painful truth is that many men, and their partners, mistakenly resign themselves to a non-existent or unsatisfying intimate life, believing it's an inevitable consequence of aging. They might avoid physical closeness, feel ashamed, or simply withdraw, missing out on a vital component of human connection and well-being. But as a medical professional, I can assure you, this couldn't be further from the truth. While your sexual experience might evolve as you age, a fulfilling and vibrant intimate life is absolutely possible, and for many, it can even become deeper and more meaningful. It's true that there can be physiological changes. Testosterone levels may decline, though often not as dramatically as popular media suggests, and blood flow can be affected, which contributes to issues like erectile dysfunction, or ED. But these are often medical conditions, not a definitive end to your sex life. The crucial difference here is that many of these changes are treatable and manageable, and they certainly don't spell the end of intimacy itself. The first and arguably most important step in debunking this myth is to foster open and honest communication with your partner. This might sound obvious, but it's often the biggest barrier. Many couples, having been together for decades, fall into routines or assume they know what the other is thinking or feeling. But bodies change, desires can shift, and fears can creep in. Start a conversation. Express any concerns or anxieties you might have. And equally important, ask your partner about their feelings and desires. Intimacy is a two-way street, and it encompasses far more than just physical intercourse. It's about emotional closeness, affection, companionship, shared experiences, and mutual understanding. Sometimes, simply talking about what feels good, what's comfortable, and what you both desire can open up entirely new avenues of connection, even if they differ from what you experienced in your younger years. Redefining intimacy to include cuddling, holding hands, Affectionate gestures and shared experiences can enrich your relationship profoundly, even if the frequency or nature of physical sex changes. Secondly, and this is critical, address any physical issues head-on by talking to your doctor. Erectile dysfunction is incredibly common, affecting a significant percentage of men over 60, but it is highly treatable. There are various medications, devices, and even surgical options available that can restore function and confidence. Don't suffer in silence or feel embarrassed. Your doctor has heard it all before, and their primary goal is to help you improve your quality of life. Sometimes, ED can also be a symptom of an underlying health condition, such as heart disease or diabetes, making it even more important to get it checked out. Similarly, if you're experiencing a noticeable drop in libido, your doctor can investigate potential causes, from hormonal imbalances to medication side effects, and offer solutions. Taking proactive steps for your physical health can profoundly impact your intimate life. Thirdly, recognize that lifestyle factors play a huge role in sexual health, just as they do for overall well-being. The same habits we discussed for maintaining physical strength, a balanced diet, regular exercise, adequate sleep, also contribute to better sexual function. Good blood circulation, healthy hormone levels, and robust energy are all enhanced by these habits. Managing chronic conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, or heart disease is also vital, as these can directly impact sexual health. Furthermore, stress and mental well-being are enormous factors. Chronic stress can dampen desire and performance. Finding healthy ways to manage stress, whether through mindfulness, hobbies, or spending time in nature, can have a surprisingly positive effect on your intimate life. Think about men who maintain vibrant relationships well into their golden years. Their secret isn't necessarily that they're defying aging perfectly. It's that they prioritize connection. They communicate openly, and they're not afraid to seek help when physical challenges arise. Intimacy after 60 can be a beautiful, evolving journey, characterized by depth, understanding, and continued exploration. Rather than a chapter that simply closes, you have the power to keep this vital part of your life alive and thriving. Next, we'll dive into a myth that often strikes even more fear into our hearts, one about the very essence of who we are, our minds. Moving on to our third and final myth, one that often brings a lot of fear and resignation, the idea that your brain is destined to decline, leading to inevitable memory loss, reduced mental sharpness, and a general loss of cognitive function once you cross the 60-year mark. This is a particularly cruel myth because it strikes at our very sense of self, our ability to learn, to remember, and to engage with the world. Many men start to notice little slips, forgetting a name, misplacing keys more often, or feeling a bit slower to recall information, and immediately jump to the conclusion that their mind is going, leading to anxiety, withdrawal from intellectually stimulating activities, and a painful acceptance of what they believe is an unavoidable decline. But I'm here to tell you, as a doctor, that this is simply not true. While some very minor cognitive slowing is a normal part of aging, significant memory loss or a drastic reduction in mental sharpness is not a foregone conclusion. Your brain is a remarkably adaptable and resilient organ, capable of forming new connections and even generating new brain cells throughout your entire life. This incredible capacity is known as neuroplasticity, and it means you have tremendous power to maintain and even enhance your cognitive abilities well into your later years. The key to debunking this myth lies in understanding that your brain, much like your muscles, thrives on stimulation and proper nourishment. If you don't use it, you risk losing some of its functionality, not because of age, but because of inactivity. The first actionable step for brain health is to embrace continuous mental stimulation. Think of your brain as a muscle. It needs a workout. This doesn't mean endless hours of crossword puzzles, though those are fine. It means genuinely challenging your mind by learning new things. Have you always wanted to learn a new language, pick up a musical instrument, Try a complex strategy game. Learn about a new historical period or scientific concept. Engaging in novel, challenging activities forces your brain to create new neural pathways and strengthen existing ones. Even something as simple as taking a different route to the grocery store or brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand can offer a tiny mental jog. Reading a variety of books, joining a book club, or taking an online course on a topic you find interesting can keep your mind incredibly sharp. The point is to step out of your cognitive comfort zone regularly. Secondly, and this is often overlooked but profoundly important for brain health, is social engagement. Isolation is a significant risk factor for cognitive decline. Humans are inherently social creatures, and our brains thrive on interaction. Spending time with friends, family, or community groups provides cognitive stimulation through conversation, problem solving, and emotional connection. It combats loneliness and depression, both of which can negatively impact brain function. Whether it's joining a local club, volunteering, regularly meeting up with friends for coffee, or simply engaging in meaningful conversations with loved ones. Prioritize these connections. When you're interacting, you're actively using language, memory, problem solving, and empathy, all excellent brain exercises. Thirdly, just like your muscles need the right fuel, so does your brain. Your diet plays a crucial role in cognitive health. The principles of a Mediterranean-style diet are often recommended: plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats like olive oil, and sources of omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish like salmon, and in walnuts and flax seeds. These foods are rich in antioxidants, which protect brain cells from damage, and healthy fats, which are essential building blocks for brain cells. Limiting processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy fats can also make a significant difference. Consider adding brain-boosting foods like blueberries, leafy green vegetables, and turmeric to your regular diet. Finally, prioritize quality sleep and stress management. Sleep is not just a period of rest. It's when your brain consolidates memories, clears out metabolic waste products, and repairs itself. Chronic poor sleep can impair cognitive function. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Similarly, chronic stress can damage brain cells and impair memory. Finding effective ways to manage stress, whether through meditation, spending time in nature, pursuing hobbies, or practicing deep breathing, is crucial for preserving your mental sharpness. I've seen men in their 80s and 90s who are still sharp as a tack, actively learning new things, writing books, or engaging in complex discussions. They aren't exceptions to the rule. They are examples of what's possible when you refuse to accept the myth of inevitable decline and actively work to keep your brain engaged and nourished. So, let's revisit those 3 powerful myths we've just debunked. We've seen that the idea of inevitable physical decline after 60 is a false narrative. Your body is capable of regaining strength and vitality through consistent movement and proper nutrition. We've also shown a light on the misconception that sexual health and intimacy end in your 60s, revealing that open communication, addressing physical issues, and lifestyle choices can keep this vital aspect of life deeply fulfilling. And finally, we've tackled the fear that your mind is destined to fade, showing how mental stimulation, social connection, and a brain-healthy lifestyle can keep your cognitive abilities sharp and vibrant for years to come. Remember, growing older is not about decline. It's about continued growth, adaptation, and discovering new strengths and joys. Small, consistent changes can make an enormous difference in your health and overall happiness. You are not too old to make these changes, and you are certainly not too old to live a life full of purpose, energy, and connection. The power to redefine your aging journey is truly in your hands. Starting today, I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. What myths have you faced as you've gotten older? What strategies have you found helpful in staying active, connected, or mentally sharp? Share your insights in the comments below, because your story might just inspire someone else. If this video resonated with you and you found these insights helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more practical advice and empowering content designed to help you live your best life at every age. Don't let outdated myths define your future. Embrace the truth. Embrace the possibilities. And live your best life. Right now. At every age.